Everything that we've been talking about is what I would call acceptable leadership, an acceptable feedback in an acceptable situation. But what we're really trying to do is go from managers to leaders and go from green to blue. So when we look about acceptable and unacceptable and excellent, let me take leadership, for example, and let's define acceptable and excellent for leaders, for example. If I don't recognize people, will I get fired? Will I lose my job?
No.
No. So it's acceptable to not do that, right? Let me just randomly put my finger on another one. What's this one? If I'm not approachable, will I get fired? No. So it's acceptable management to not be approachable. If I think I'm perfect, let me just skip that one. If I don't encourage others to take initiatives, will I have a problem with my company?
No, with the company, with the people.
No, I won't. I won't. If I don't invest time in developing people, will I lose my job? Will I still get paid?
Yes.
Yes. So let's be really clear. What happens is when you say, for example, what does excellent mean and what is excellent, everything on this list fundamentally is a definition of excellence, because there's nothing on this list that you absolutely have to do right now. Otherwise, you will lose your management or leadership position, for example. You don't have to do these things. So these things seem to be right now optional. So acceptable management or acceptable leadership is we don't have to do this thing. All right? So watch the math. The math is this. I pay you this, then someone delivers this. That's fair, right? And then I can pay you this and not do any of this, but just pay you this because I'm not a leader and I'm not an excellent leader. I'm certainly not blue. I'm a manager and I don't do these things. I'm not available. I don't recognize. I don't ask you to take initiatives. I don't support you. I don't provide clear direction. I'm not really fair. I don't give freedom. I don't provide feedback. I don't give clear vision. I don't have to, but I pay you. And relative to the pay, you've got to deliver this. And then on the other side, we're talking about the other people, is other people can be excellent, where even though I don't do all of that, but I pay you, other people want to do even better because they have a self-motivation is I want recognition, I want to feel proud, I want to learn, I want to develop, I want all those things that you have said. So that drives me up over here. And then an average leader would then, we talk to the average managers who are not really good. We say, okay, well, listen, by the way, when they do that, please recognize them to make the difference over here. All of that math is totally acceptable leadership. Nothing more. Now let's look at it differently. Let's take different math on this. Let's think of what's leadership excellence then. And what would the model look like if it was excellent leadership? So the person going to deliver, the leader himself or herself is now an excellent leader. Watch, the math is completely different. Watch this. I pay you this. Now, I'm going to step into the excellence zone. Things I don't have to do, I'm going to do anyway. I pay you this. I'm approachable. I respect you. I trust you. I provide the right amount of direction. I recognize you and do excellence. I value your opinion. I'm caring. I'm imperfect. I am wise. I encourage you to take initiatives. I demonstrate interest and I give time in your personal development. I change my mind when needed. I give you freedom. I am fair. I'm transparent. I give a clear vision. Now, if I'm doing all of that, I am now an excellent leader. So I pay you this, but I actually give you all of these things that seem to be optional. Now let me ask you this. The person that you had, the name of the person on that sheet when I said write down the name of the person motivated, stimulated to go further than you've gone before, well, that's a person that does this. This is what they do. So when a leader does this, I pay you this, and then I do these things over here, that's out of balance, isn't it? So let me ask you this. When you deliver that excellent performance for the leader whose name you have on your sheet over there, I'm sure that you did it in part for yourself, for the recognition, for all the things you talked about. But let me ask you this. Did you also do it in part for the leader? I mean, just for that person? For to pay that person back for what that person's giving to you? So what happens is, I pay you this, but I'm an excellent leader. I'm doing all these things over there. Doesn't that pull your performance up over there? Because you want to pay me back and give me back what I'm giving to you? So excellent leadership is not only doing things the right way as a leader, but excellent leaders also bring up the level over here, and it sucks people up into excellence because they want to pay you back for what you have done. All right? So let's talk about blue leaders for the time being, somebody that's really good. Let's say you're blue. You come and you do all of these things. You've got your team, and you are a blue leader. You're really good. You're working. I like working for you. I know when I come to work, I am lucky because I've got a really good leader, right? So I've got this powerful situation in which you are motivating me, you're listening, you're developing me, you're coaching me, I'm taking risks, I fall down, you help me, you pick me up, we learn from our mistakes, you coach, develop, listen, transparent, the whole thing. You're doing it. All right. So that's who you are, and you challenge the hell out of me, and you expect me to go hard and far, and you coach and develop me, and we set standards really high, and I'm working really hard to come up and do this thing over there. All right, so first you do this, then I work it hard to bring it up over here, and I bring it up to excellence, and then you lean into me and turn around and say, Jacques, I am really proud of the way that you delivered that program. Let's say I was learning how to do this thing, because it really achieved all of the objectives that I was looking for in my organization. And if that leader that you so much respect gives you that feedback, tell me, how would you feel? Really? You don't walk home. Your car doesn't drive home. Both of you fly home. I mean, you're on another planet. You're feeling really good. It's another dimension. And so one of the things about recognition that's really important is the better of a leader you are, actually the more you suck people up over here, and the harder and the stronger your recognition is. And so the really great leaders really understand recognition. But they also figured out the math too. It's also part of this whole thing. They come up over there, my recognition is stronger, it's more powerful, and I use it to energize my organization, and I energize my organization, and I pump that into them, and then their performance goes up, and then we're in a spiral. Your performance goes up, and I recognize, I pump more energy in, and then you're coming up, and then we're doing this thing. That's what you want to get into. So realize sometimes that if we're not doing any of this, and we're opting to be an acceptable leader and not doing that, then obviously your recognition is weak. Because you're a weak leader. And obviously it sounds strange and funny, and it doesn't sound right. Because it shouldn't sound right, because you're a weak leader. Weak leaders don't have good, strong relationships, have not built up the respect with their people. They're not like wild for anybody, so you giving me a recognition, if I don't respect you, is kind of like, okay, so what? I do it for myself. But you build up that excellence. You choose to be an excellent leader. You do these things up over there, and then your recognition has a completely different dimension to it. And then you really want to manage it. So, yes, we do need to do it. And we do need to learn how to do it. And at the same time, we still need to do these other things as well. And then this exact same thing that you're doing will be that much more powerful. And that's what we're talking about, blue leaders. And I'm gonna start tomorrow morning with, how do you manage the energy on your team? Do you go in there, do you manage it? Do you control it? Do you play with it, the motivation with the people? Are you that aware of what's happening? That's your role, is not just to set expectations, but to put the energy in your organization so they can get a really high performance? Do you come to work thinking about that? That's what leadership's about. That's what we need to do. So these seem like and look like naive, simple, easy tools, but hidden behind them is this is really powerful stuff, and you can move mountains with it.